following is brought to you by Cranbrook Television Limited.
Welcome to Round Town.
1978 Sam Steele Days Parade.
1980 as a period.
Welcome to Rocky Arctic.
This is my guest, Roy Orbison.
Today in Cranbrook on May the 3rd, the Trans-Canada Trail Relay 2000 has arrived. We left Yak at 8 o'clock this morning. We have been on the road since April the 7th when we left Victoria. And we have been on rail grade. We have traveled on old trails. We have traveled on side roads and on other pathways so that we could arrive in Cranbrook today.
And how has the weather been along the way?
We have had the most exciting weather, I think is the best way to put it. The most exciting weather. We have been through snow at Myra Canyon near Kelowna. We had it snow on us at Beaverdale. We have been through rain, we have been through mud, and I'll tell you that the water carriers, the biggest smiles are those who have had the toughest elements to experience.
And how many carriers has there been so far?
Altogether across Canada, there are 5,000 water carriers and just over 700 in the province. We are sitting very close to 600 today on May the 3rd.
And how the attending schools?
The communities involved along the Trans-Canada Trail, and there are 800 of them, have been working for at least the last year planning celebrations. So many of the times we are coming into schools, we have been into hospitals and into senior citizens' homes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marilyn Strong, and I'm a community animator with the Trans-Canada Trail Relay 2000. We are very excited to be here today in Cranbrook. This is the first of our 3 stops, and I would very much like to thank Garry Anderson for rearranging things so that we could be here at 2:23 exactly instead of 1:45. We appreciate that, Garry.
Railway time.
Railway time. Trans-Canada is about trail, and it's about community and celebration. And today, this is a perfect example of celebration and trail. Garry has a short program for us, and then it's a walk to the Railway Museum. He will have a short tour, and then there will be another water carrier exchange, and we'll be on our way to Muriel Baxter School. Before we leave, after Garry has given his speech, we will have a water carrier exchange, and that way you will know for sure that the water is getting another step closer to Ottawa. The significance of the Trans-Canada Trail water, would you like to take that out? This is water from the Pacific Ocean. It was taken from the ocean on April the 7th. And this water bottle, no, I'm not, you hold it. This water bottle has been with every carrier since April 7th. Every step of the trail. It has not ridden in a car. We're being very pure about it. It has cycled up the Salmo Creston. It has walked down. It has been through mud and snow and rain and slush and hail. But it has been taken by a water carrier every step of the way. And we're absolutely thrilled to be here in Cranbrook today. So Garry is the curator of the Railway Museum here in Cranbrook, and he's going to say a few words. Garry? Thank you.
Welcome everybody. We're very pleased today to have the relay come through Van Horn Park, which is an historic legacy left from the Centennial 2 years ago. I'm going to have Bob Bennison, the chairman of our museum foundation, come and say a few words to you about this large tract of land that goes for almost 1 kilometer long. And he'll tell you how the park fits into the total plans and other things. And I'll come back and explain a bit more, some more thank yous to other people that have helped us today. Bob?
First of all, I'd like to thank the Prestige for helping us out put this together and whatnot. And we are standing in Van Horn Park, which is part of this whole museum development. This land was purchased in '87 by the city, and Van Horn Park was created in '98 for the railway centennial. It is nearly 1 kilometer in length, and it starts from the Prestige and goes all the way to, you can see the Elko station way down there. And the building that's being built right now is part of the, you can see the new construction there is the new Royal Alexander Hall that is nearing the end of its, or the construction of the frame, and the walls will be put, or the oak will be put in later. And then the new museum will be built in around it, and the cars all move down here, and the Trans-Canada Limited, of course, which I'll let Garry talk about now, is a major part of this. Okay, thank you.
Now, a thank you to, as Bob has already said, the Prestige Hotel, which has supplied our classy tables today. Not many people have white tablecloths out on a rainy day, but we do, because we believe in the style of the railway. Also a thank you to Safeway for supplying cookies and juice, so everyone load up after this is over. And I'd like very quickly to have Pam Penner from the Canet Club, if she would step forward. The Canets have been involved with producing this pathway through the museum zone, and we're hopeful someday it will be part of the Trans-Canada Trail. So Pam?
Good afternoon, everybody. It seems appropriate that I'm the one here on behalf of the Canet Club of Cranbrook, since I was the one who represented our club at the dedication ceremony for the very first completed portion of the walking cycling pathway. Since that time, our club has been working very hard to raise the funds to pave more of the pathway. And actually our very biggest project ever was the sponsoring of the construction of the bridge crossing Joseph's Creek as you go from here towards the Prestige. Now for this spring, our plan is to provide some picnic tables and some benches so that we can help create an attractive, comfortable rest stop here in this area, and of the Canet Promenade, as we call it. Anyways, thank you very much for inviting the Canet Club to participate in our ceremony today. Thanks, Garry.
Thank you, Pam. As you may realize, we have a lot of partners in this project. The City of Cranbrook, Canet Club, and the list goes on and on. I'm just going to bring up a rather interesting subject. Speaking of Trans-Canada Trails, the new museum site will stretch from just over here by these blue cars. Our train sets will stretch from there all the way down to the new building that's being built. And the train set that will be on the outside track facing the highway and facing this pathway is called the Trans-Canada Limited. It's a luxury train built in 1929. Now we have the complete set, which is probably one of the only vintage sets of its type perhaps anywhere in the world. It's over 700 feet long. There are 7 luxury cars headed by a steam locomotive. We have all the luxury cars, which will be placed all the way along the outside display track. So if we're fortunate enough someday to have the Trans-Canada Trail use this portion of the pathway, it will be right side by side with the Trans-Canada Limited. Interesting use of words there. Anyway, I think that's all that I have to say. We're going to walk now from here down to the museum site a long part of the pathway. The pathway will end. We haven't extended it yet. And we'll have a brief tour of the museum, and then I guess it's on to the next venue. So thank you all very much for coming out. Members of our foundation board and the Museum Development Committee, Connect Club, and the members of the public. Thank you very much.
I'll give you this because I've got. Can I give you this to make an announcement?
Okay.
Now we're going to do a water carrier exchange. Amy, where's Amy? Okay, just hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the last things we have to do is we have a museum. So, Sean, this is your moment of fame. Amy, this is your moment of fame. Sean, would you just show everybody the water again? There it is. And Amy, would you put your right hand on it? Perfect. And turn it so that the camera's... that's it. Perfect. Now, Sean, I'm sorry. Did you have a good walk?
I had an excellent walk, thank you.
Perfect. Well, would you kindly release it to Amy's care?
There you go.
Lovely. Amy, into your pouch. Canadian Ski Patrol. And Amy, you're leading everyone over to the Railway Museum. For those of you who wish to stay behind, we have coffee, or I'm sorry, we have juice and cookies. Please do so.
Corner of the building.
And how are the kids taking the carriers? Have they asked a lot of questions concerning the condition of the water or where it comes from?
Oh, we've had a lot of children wonder whether or not the water is still in the water bottles. So one of the things we like to do is let them handle it and shake it just to make sure the water's still in there.
And what else is going on today?
Here in Cranbrook today, we've had this reception at Van Horn Park. There's a short tour of the museum. Then we're on to Muriel Baxter School, and then on to Kinsman Park at the Kinsman Arena this evening for celebrations and official reception from the city.
Where does it go from Cranbrook?
From Cranbrook tomorrow morning, we are leaving via Isidore Canyon. And it'll be on horseback because of all the disciplines that are available to us. Horseback is one of them. And they'll be on their way to Fort Steele, and then they're on their way to Jaffrey. And by the end of the day tomorrow, we'll be in Jaffrey.
And then from there?
From Jaffrey, we travel to Elko and then into Fernie for noon on Friday. The celebrations are at Rotary Park. And then it's on to Sparwood that night. Trans-Canada Trail will be about 70% completed by September the 9th. Various provinces have different levels of completion, but when we were in Creston the other day, we heard an announcement that another section of trail in the Creston area had just been accepted for registration. So every day there's more and more trail being registered across the country.